What's up, everybody? We're back at it with another one. Glad to be here, grateful, you know what I mean? This is a nice late night one, you know what I'm saying? We're creeping into the new school year, finishing up high school here. A little bit left, more than a year though. 8:15, and we're recording this video, so glad to be here. So in this one, we're talking about how as a masculine male, it's critical to have self-respect. Okay. Now, one thing to mention is that God gives us our masculinity, right? So therefore, right, God tells us actually in the book, right, in the ancient book, of course, to have self-respect. So yeah, essentially God tells us to have self-respect. And this is seen in multiple things. So let's talk about self-respect for a second. I want to give you my kind of story and testimony that doesn't have too much. It has a little bit to do with the Most High, but we're gonna talk about it. So, right, you gotta be unapologetically yourself. I noticed, and I like just giving this testimony here because it allows me to do so. So, right, essentially, I was thinking about edging today, for example, right? And I couldn't edge I couldn't find myself or manage to edge essentially because, well, I had too much self-respect. Why would I edge if I have self-respect? You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that because I feel like I shouldn't be doing that. So I'm not going to edge. If I'm not going to edge and I have self-respect not to edge, that's a good thing, right? So essentially no edging is important, right? Right, correct. And actually in the book of Genesis, chapter 1:27, the key takeaway, God says, so he created mankind in his own image. So if he created us in his own image and God wouldn't be edging or fapping, why are we doing so? You see what I mean? So now we're at 8 minutes of pretty much nothingness because the crazy family that I have. So because the crazy family trying to so yeah, essentially because of the fact that you are before I got interrupted there, essentially because of the fact that you were created in God's image, said in Genesis 1:27, essentially you should have self-respect right there automatically. See what I'm saying? So that's critical. See, just can't be on your purpose. All set. Boom. So yeah, and with low self-esteem, of course, comes disrespecting others, and that's why we become less Christ-like when we don't have self-respect like God says. So yeah, on top of that, we're getting into some more of that because we just like how the owner's manual tells us much about self-respect and why we should actually have it. So it's great. Yeah, if you notice, I didn't even call it the Bible, I called it the owner's manual because that's something I learned about it. Close, fell off. But either way, Romans 12:2 says, man, I'm getting kind of tired, but in comparison, comparing it's pretty bad, especially when you don't know Christ, because you comparing your life to somebody else's just doesn't make any sense to begin with. But other than that, a lot of people develop envy and they don't have self-respect for themselves because they're too busy trying to compare themselves to somebody else. See what I mean? And that's bad because when you do that, you're looking at the next person when you should be focused on you. And that's what Christ actually wants. Prayer, fasting, all those kind of things. He wants to be focused on the Most High, right? So that's an important one. And Romans says, do not get caught in these refined in this world, but yet transformed and renewed by your own mind. That's Romans 12:2, by the way. So that's another verse telling us that self-respect is so important. One of the last things I want to talk about is how having no self-respect essentially has you lack drive and purpose, and also makes you very fixed-minded, confining you to what you can honestly accomplish in this world. We all know Christ says if you don't work, you don't eat. We all know that we're supposed to work hard every day as men, masculine men, and treat our women good, all those kind of things. Just really be masculine men as a whole. So therefore, right, if I'm not doing so, and I'm so fixed-minded, and I don't got that self-respect, I'm not gonna go out there and go get it, because I'm gonna be focused on other people and not myself. That's very critical. And actually, Corinthians 1:6-20 says something about this. It says, "You were bought at risk, therefore honor God with your bodies." And that actually goes towards that OnlyFans and porn and all that stuff. A lot of these women don't have the self-respect for themselves. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on that as well, just slightly. You were bought at risk, therefore honor God with your body. So if God's giving you these assignments and things to do, you essentially have to put in the pain for him. You got to put in the pain to get forward, and he's going to see that you're in your light, in your glow, and you're masculine and being yourself, and you're going to respect yourself, and he's going to respect you, and his validation is really all that matters. So yeah, guys, I think I touched everything. So yeah, essentially we're going to have control, we're going to have self-respect, we're going to do all those things, and we're not going to dive in that dirty box, stinky box. We're not going to act like little monkeys, you know what I mean? Fap off like little monkeys and stuff like that. We're going to have self-respect, and that's what makes man different than others, you know what I mean? God's within us a lot more than animals, so therefore, in my opinion, we're going to do those things. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.